Shalom, Kal Halayim La Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachak Wadash. Double honors unto our apostles and elders at Great Millstone that rule well. Much peace and blessings to all you sincere Akim out there that's pushing this 100% truth with all sincerity, faith, with charity. This is your brother Ash from the Great Millstone, Miami County, coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, and Lord willing and satisfying. In this lesson, we're going to be going into the book of Psalms, the 79th chapter, and Lord willing and satisfying. We're going to get straight into it. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 79, and verse 1. A psalm of Asaph. O power, the heathen are coming to thine inheritance. Thy holy temple have they defiled. They have laid Jerusalem on heaps. Okay, and that happened. That happened during the time when the Babylonians came in and sacked Jerusalem. Okay. It also happened during the times of 70 AD. It happened twice. When that was with the Romans. Okay. And it's getting ready to happen all over again spiritually, because we are the temple of the Most High. When I say we, I'm talking about the elect of the nation of Israel, the true worshipers. We are the third temple being rebuilt. Okay, and Esau's getting ready to roll on us once and for all. But this time the Most High is going to raise up a standard. All right. And that's why we don't have a physical temple. You know, a lot of times when we going out there to teach and we're preaching, you have a lot of people say, where do you guys have a place where you get together, a building, a place where you could go to? And the answer is always the same. No, we don't. Why? Because we are the temple. As Yahweh said, the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands. Okay, because for reasons like this. Verse 2. The dead bodies of thy servants have they given to be meat unto the fowls of the heaven, the flesh of thy saints unto the beasts of the earth. All right. You had during these different times where the temple of Jerusalem was attacked the first time and the second time, you had a lot of our people got put to death. You know, namely during the times of 70 AD, you even had Yahweh Shah. He prophesied how the second temple, which that was rebuilt from the first temple, he spoke about how it was gonna get destroyed. How it was gonna be not one stone upon another, and he told our people when these times to come, when Jerusalem is gets surrounded, to flee, basically, go to the mountains. But you had a lot of our people, they didn't listen. They tried to fight for it. They tried to fight for something that was prophesied to be destroyed, and they got destroyed. All right. Verse 3, their blood have they shed like water round about Jerusalem, and there was none to bury them. We are become a reproach to our neighbors, a scorn and derision to them that are round about us. Right, and that's part of the curses in Deuteronomy the 28th chapter. That's because of our people's wickedness. The Lord allowed these things to happen to us, because we didn't serve him in truth and in sincerity. The Lord said, since you didn't want to serve me, well, the right way, roughly paraphrasing, You know, I'm gonna send him your enemies against you. He made us a proverb and a byword. Verse 5, how long, Yahweh, wilt thou be angry forever? Shall thy jealousy burn like fire? And that's how some of the ancient prophets and ancient men of the Lord felt, man, when they saw our people get totally slaughtered. And it's going to come to that again during the times we're getting ready to go into. The hour of Jacob's trouble. It's going to look like the Lord is going to destroy all Israel. It's going to really look like that every Jake you know outside of this truth, outside of the elect, is going to die here in America. We get ready to see our people get slaughtered in mass numbers. But we know that the Lord has an elect, a remnant that that remnant that he's going to preserve when these times come. Verse 6, pour out thy wrath upon the heathen that have not known thee, and upon the kingdoms that have not called upon thy name. And this ultimately is going to be manifested in the kingdom of heaven when the Lord is through jacking up Jake, and because the scriptures say in that was that First Peter that judgment is going to begin at the house of Israel. So when the Lord is done with the bone he has to pick with his people, he's going to turn to the other nations. Okay, just because the Lord allowed these other nations to jack us up doesn't mean they're going to get able to be they're not going to be able to walk away into the sunset, especially you so-called white people. All right, who biblically the nation of Edom. The Lord is not forgotten about how this place America was established, and all the wickedness you've been doing since the beginning of time and throughout the world. And not just you Edomites, you Hamites, you Ishmaelites, all the nations. Why? Verse 7, for they have devoured Jacob and laid waste his dwelling place. Oh, remember not against us former iniquities. Let thy tender mercies speedily prevent us, for we are brought very low. Right. So we're asking for the Lord to forgive us of our iniquities, especially, the sins of our forefathers, which was us. That's why the Lord had us forget his name, forget our heritage. And it was a process. He didn't just wipe it from our memory. He had Esau beat it out of us over generations. But now we're returning unto him in these last days, and we're praying that the Lord forgives us. We're hoping to get it right this time. Verse 9, help us, O power of our salvation, for the glory of thy name, and deliver us, and purge away our sins for thy name's sake. All right, we're asking him to forgive us for his name's sake, for his mercy's sake, for the sacrifice he made of his son, Yahweh Shai. It's not because we're so righteous and holy. If it was up to that, we would never make it, because we're in this sinful flesh. We go off daily. We're in this wicked kingdom. Verse 10, wherefore should the heathen say, where is their power? Because you have these elites of Esau, you have these other nations that know who we are. And if the Lord was to truly forget about us and never deliver us, they'll be able to say that our power did away with us. Like you got in these churches, they'll say that the Lord did away with Israel. That's not true. That's not true. That's very off. Not by a long shot, okay? The Lord has forgotten his people. Let him be known among the heathen in our sight by the revenging of the blood of thy servants which is shed. So the Lord is getting ready to avenge his servants, his people, starting with his prophets, with those that truly serve him. The Lord is getting ready to pour up back on the heads of the heathen all that they have done to the nation of Israel. And the scriptures, it's two scriptures you could put together. You have that one in, I believe that's in 2 Maccabees, where it says that all, what nation have not part in her spoils, right? And then you have in Daniel, the 9th chapter, I believe it says, roughly paraphrasing, that there was none evil done under the whole heaven, which was done unto Jerusalem. So the Most High is getting ready to pour upon the nations a judgment this earth has never seen. Okay? And that's when he's through with his people. Even simultaneously, because during the time of Jacob's trouble, you're going to have all these nations getting jacked up. But after Jacob's trouble, when the kingdom of heaven returns, oh man, it's going to get real bad for you heathens. All right? Verse 11. Let the sign of the prisoner come before thee, which is us. We're the prisoners. We're held captive here in Babylon the Great. We hasten to be loose. We're sighing and crying like the importunate widow, that the Lord delivers us. And like it says in Luke, what's that? Luke, the first chapter. We're praying to, that we may be free from the hands of our enemies and all that hate us, so we may serve the Lord without fear. Okay, according to the greatness of thy power, preserve thou those that are appointed to die. Like it says in 2 Ezra 15, I believe. It says, behold, my people are led as sheep to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will deliver them with a strong hand and smite Egypt with plagues as before. That's getting ready to happen. Because Esau has these different laws on the books, these different plans to roll on Jake, especially those of us that have this truth. They getting ready to they got the red list, yellow list, blue list. They want to completely wipe us out. But the Lord is going to step in and raise up that standard. Verse 12, and render unto our neighbors sevenfold into their bosom their reproach, wherewith they have reproached thee, O Lord. Okay? So these heathens about to catch holy hell, man. Verse 13, so we, thy people, and sheep of thy pasture, will give thee thanks forever. Okay, and that's ultimately going to be in the kingdom. The scriptures tell you that the days of Israel are innumerable. So we're going to live it up in the kingdom, man. We're going to live forever and ever. We will show forth thy praise to all generations. And all the heathen, they're going to see it. They're going to see that the God of the whole heaven and earth, Yahweh, through his son Yahweh Shai, is truly with his people, the Israelites. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And you also have Israelites scattered throughout the different nations. You got different pockets of Israel amongst all the nations. And even them, they are despised amongst the heathens that they think that they're part of. Okay? So all this is all prophecy. So Asaph, he was a prophet. Okay? All right. So yeah, this is just something that I wanted to go into through the spirit. I hope it was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Chakodash. And to the next one, Shalom.